Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is JLeesCorner. This is my review for Pussy Valley. Let me not say that. P Valley. Okay, is what it's called. This is season 1, episode 2. I like this show, so I'm going to keep reviewing this show. Okay, I hope you keep watching my reviews. If you have not done so already, please come over to subscribe to my channel and become a whole JayBird. Tons, and all that goodness and stuff. Y'all ready? Okay, let's inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And remember to relax, to relate, to release, and to center yourself, because so much is going on. We all have to remember to breathe, and I'm going to do that exercise every single video. Okay, so let's get into it. You can also like this video, comment in the comment section, hit the little share button to share my video, and follow me on IG and on Twitter at J_Lees_Corner, because I'm always posting on there. Okay, when you don't know if I got videos up, it's always on my Instagram and my Twitter. So make sure you know that. Let's get started with this particular episode. So we see the episode opens up, and it's in that cloud room that we seen Lil Murder and Clifford in last time, but we see it's the guy all tied up, talking about, yes sir master. I'm like, yes sir master, what's going on? So we then see it's like a little fantasy room. You have Mercedes and Mississippi's in there, and it's this guy who was like, he want to be a slave. Okay, his hand was caught in the cookie jar, and he may lose an arm or foot. Okay, and Mercedes is the master, and he seems to be enjoying it. He wants to get whipped and everything. I'm looking like, what? And I'm like, why is this white guy? I'm like, oh, we realize he's not white. He's just very, very light skinned. Okay, and so he leave out a little bloody or whatever because he likes getting beat. And then we see Uncle Clifford talking to Autumn. Okay, and now this is a different picture from a different scene, but leave it be. So they're talking because she trying to avoid him, but he keeps telling her, I need your ID. I have to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And we know she know who she says she is. It's like, why? For what? Can't I just get paid under the table? Like, no, I need, some form of ID for you to still work here, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Why does a brothel need, she said, why does a brothel need paperwork on their hoes? I said, I don't think y'all hoes, I think y'all maybe hoes. This is not a brothel, okay? And we all know this is not what's happening here. So, if you can't give me no ID, then you will not last here much longer, okay? And she like, damn, I gotta get goddamn ID. So we do see Big L and Cover is in the office or whatnot, and they still cashing checks of the Mexicans and everything, but they need this money, yeah. But then Clifford is upset because Big L shows him a letter that he opens, okay, that show they owe $55,000 for the refinance loan for this place, and if they don't pay it in 30 days, they will close the place down. They will lose the location. So Big L look, we all need this gig. I'm saying, a man with 2 strikes can't do much more. So I'm saying, I need you to fix it. Okay, we gotta get this done. And so don't worry, Big L, just keep counting the money. It's gonna be fine. Leave it be or whatever. So Clifford goes outside to his car to get a little breath of fresh air. He then don't realize that Lil Murder is in the back seat. Yep, Lil Murder is. I'm like, how did you not know a whole man was in your back seat, Clifford? What's going on or whatever? So for the most part, Lil Murder's upset because I paid you buku bucks, to have my song played, and your bottom bitch ain't play it. Meaning Mercedes punk chewing them dance to my song, but I paid you to have her do it. I can't force her to dance to some bullshit. So that's on you. You need to get some better songs or whatever. But if you're gonna kill me, then kill me. I ain't got time for the bullshit. I ain't gonna kill you, man. I tried to give you this dick, but you didn't want it. I say, wait, y'all ain't do nothing last week. We see through little flashbacks from Clifford that something happened, but it seemed more like Lil Murder did stuff to Clifford than Clifford did stuff to Lil Murder. And I'm like, oh, I thought the opposite would have happened. But we don't, we can't really see what happened. You see a hand, you see Uncle Clifford's hand pushing Limmer's head around. It was weird, but I don't know what happened. Somebody got done, but it may not have been Limmer or I don't know. I want to know what happens. I want to clearly know what happened, but I don't know. And Clifford, tell him, I'm saying, you only out here giving me your first thought. I need your 27th thought. Okay, you have to think 10 steps ahead if you want to really make it in this business. I don't have time for that shit. I'm saying I'm already in it. I'm like you not really, but I'm saying he got the car, he need to be. I'm like, the tension between them is amazing. It is, but I want to know what the fuck happened, and I don't know. Now we do see Mercedes going for a little run with a little dog or whatever, bumps a little old boo. I'm seeing I'm gonna come to your show, blah blah blah. Okay, she then gets home and her mom is calling because she's supposed to have met her mama to give her some money. Okay, but she's avoiding her mama. Mom leaving them out like, you were supposed to meet me to give us some more money and I don't like it or whatever, so call me back immediately. We then see Pastor and Patricia start talking, okay? The pastor telling her mama, Patrice, I think it's Patrice, you need, I'm saying, I thought your daughter gonna come and get some more money. She's like, I called, she gonna come or whatever. We need at least 20% down payment, or the bank won't give us this loan. So we then know that the pastor is the one really pressuring Patricia to get money from her daughter. It's still the mama, but the pastor put a little bit of extra pressure on her to do it. And we see that the mama know Mercedes is less and less, on board to keep giving the money or whatnot. And so, well, I can, do another sick and shut in, visit or whatever to get some money. He like, no, you don't need to be out there on a sick and shut in visiting list. You don't have to be out there singing for offerings. Okay, you need to be up on the pulpit one Sunday giving a sermon. And she said, oh, that'd be nice. So it's like he know that she wants that, and he's dangling it just a little bit in her face. I'm saying he then get real close to her, like he was gonna kiss her, and he leans in and he plucks a little feather that was stuck in her eyelash. He said, "Can you see better now? That should help, right?" And she was like, "Yeah, I can see." I said, "You can see what? What's going on here?" My TV didn't unpause, and I gotta see. We can't be showing what's going on now. Wait, why is it not pausing? Lord. Okay, I had to fix my TV because it was playing the show, and I can't have the show playing in the background. It's supposed to be like a little screensaver. But I digress. Anyway, so again, the preacher is trying to coerce the mama to get some money from her daughter. I'm like, that's just not even good. So again, because he like, we need money from her. Okay, she then just goes at Mercedes' house and just waits for her outside. And when she gets home, she's like, damn, what are you here for? Mercedes, you were supposed to come to the church to get some money. Now, what you doing, Mama, Patricia, whatever your name is? Look, I need my money back. She's like, what? Yeah, the 20 grand I gave you, I need it back by the end of the week. Oh, is that really? Yes, I need all 20 stacks back by the end of the week. Okay? And she just kind of walks past her mama into her house. And you can see the mama looks like, oh, really? I'm like, I feel like the mama done spent that money. Or someone, it ain't where it's supposed to be. I'm like, because the pastor wants some more money. Mercedes want her money. Something is up with the church fund probably is empty. Mama probably been embezzling it. I don't know why. But we see that she really wants the money because, she's a dance teacher. And her students, she wants to buy a dance studio at the end of the week or whatever. She told the kids, like, we're going to have a little studio. So, yay, studio, yay. So she need that money. I'm like, girl, I don't know if it's going to happen or whatever. So we do see Autumn on the phone with FEMA, and she's calling because she has these licenses. And she's trying to see if these licenses, if the people are dead or alive. Because, again, she needs to use one to give to Clifford, okay? And so one of them, the person is alive, not dead. So her name is Lakeisha, Lakeisha Savage is the one she can use, okay? And so she asked for his other name, like, no, they're dead. She then asked for a guy's name, And it's like, no, we don't have that name, listed as somebody who was found within the flood or whatever. And so she like, okay, well, if the guy is still last week, I assume that's the guy she running from or whatever. So we then see, because she know Lakeisha Savage is not dead, she's not listed as deceased, she does like a little Western Union to Lakeisha Savage for $9,000. Okay, she's a little cafe with a computer or whatever, and she sends that much. I'm like, oh, she got money, because where did the $9,000 come from or whatnot? And so, but it said like, to get the money in cash, you have to come to the place with the number of the transfer or whatever, and you have to have a valid ID. And so she's going to use Lakeisha's ID to get this money. Okay, because you feel like if you in a little hick town, like people won't pay that much attention, because again, if she gets it, they get like a percentage of it or whatever. So I think they may like just like let it go, whatnot, because she do favor the girl, but it's not her. Anyway, we see Andre. Andre is working with his firm, who's trying to build a casino in town. So he's working with different locations because they want to buy the land to build this casino. And he's at this huge estate that has a huge cotton field and everything. And as he's in the middle of taking pictures, so, to show the land or whatever, white dude then say, go ahead and pick some cotton. I say, the fuck you say? What? He said, what? Yeah, when people come here, like when they come to visit, they always want to pick some cotton and take some with them. He's like, no, I'm straight, dog. Let's just sign this. Let's sign this shit. Let's get up with. But we see that there's 3 brothers, but only 2 brothers are there, because the 3rd brother don't want to sell. Okay, so they are pissed off because, brother from another mother is always fucking shit up. And so Andre said, look, I'll go talk to him, let him know that this $6 million deal is a good deal or whatever. So where can I find your brother? Oh, over there every night. And he look up, it's a sign for what? The Pank. Okay, so Andre will go talk to him because the brother wants to lease the land, the 2 other brothers want to sell the land. So that's the discrepancy. And because in the will it says they can't do anything unless all 3 agree, you know what I'm saying, it has to happen. Anyway, we then see the strip club. They're having like a little car wash or whatever, and we see the mayor shows up. Boom. Okay, and the mayor is like, my rules is, if you have a titty bar and if a titty's out, you can't have no liquor. Okay, and Clifford hates that because again, he like, what titty bar don't have titties out? Like, that's just dumb. Like, you mess up the business, because we would make more money selling the liquor of it all or whatever. Well, look, anybody who don't follow my rules will get shut down. I can call the sheriff out here right now and shut this shit down. I'm saying, give you a fine for this and a fine for that. And so don't do that. It's fine. Leave it be. Let us wash your car. Okay. So we then see, he had the girls washing or whatever. Now, who's Hazel? Autumn and Mercedes is washing the car, and when Mercedes gets out, Autumn gets a little bit caught up in her thoughts, okay, because the doors all closed, the water then kind of runs over the whole truck, and she starts having flashbacks of being caught or stuck in a car in the flood where she was drowning. So she, I feel like she may have escaped from being beaten by old boy, drove her car into the river, or could have been in the flood, so it got flooded, and she almost drowned because she's freaking out as if she's stuck in the water or underwater in a car. And because she's panicking, she can't get out the car, and so she then climbs out of the sunroof, which means water gets into the car. Okay, she's like, help, somebody help me, I can't get out. And she's screaming. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And they're like, it's okay. It's like, no, it's not. You locked me in there, Mercedes. You. And she's like, I didn't do shit, bitch. I didn't do nothing. And then Mississippi say, no. It was a child locks, because she was in the back seat, so she couldn't get out because child locks. But she just panicked. Panic. So, Clifford said, Mercedes, take her home. Let's take her home. And so, I want to go home. Yes, the fuck you want to, because you just cost me money with the goddamn mayor. Take your ass home or whatever. So, at the house, we do see that she doesn't want Mercedes to come in. She don't want all of her. She was rude, but I mean, they're not friends. But Mercedes was trying to like come up, make sure she's okay, and like things did not go that way. And then she's in the house, and she's just crying and crying because again, her little flashbacks or whatever. So she was asleep on the floor, on that bed, on the floor, and then her phone cuts on. Shut her phone and writes all this time. And so the phone finally comes on, and she's looking at pictures, and she sees this one picture right here of her and some dude. I'm assuming again he is the dude who was trying to kill her, and that maybe the guy also named. She asked if he was dead or alive, but again she was happy to see the picture of her daughter, but not so happy for this picture. But again, I'm like, girl, do something about that. So at the paint, the cook is quits. Now the cook that had been complaining all episode that his wings are nasty and it give people gas. I'm like, well, that's not good. So much so that the one of the strippers like was farting on people. I'm like, that's nasty. That's very, very fucking nasty. So Clifford is having a hard day. He's stressed out. I can't. The cook quit. I owe all this money. You know, it's just all these things that's not adding up. And he like wants to kind of break down. And then Mercedes rule number 2 or no number 45,000 or whatever. Ain't no crying in the paint. Because all episode they're bringing up these rules of the place or whatever. Rule 1, Rule 5, Rule 20, whatever. And so like, you right. Let's go in here and make this money. I'm like, okay, do that. So we then see Big L and Clifford is trying to cook the food. I'm looking like, why me and y'all can't cook? They look like they don't know what they're doing. And when Big L say, yeah, these are wings that my grandma cooked, is that why she dead? Because they nasty. I say, I mean, it might be. So we then see Love Murder comes in because again he wants Clifford to hear a song that he did. Clifford say it's still shit. You know, you need the better production. Like this song not bad, but like the production, you need to get somebody with some boom boom boom, some bass or whatever. Go talk to DJ so and so. I don't need DJ so and so whatever. You're like, look, you need to learn how to take some advice or whatever. Oh, you don't want to talk to him, you don't want us almost out of business. I'm like, what's going on? So the same way that Clifford is trying to advise Murder about his stuff, like, well, you should know that, you know what I'm saying, you struggling here, the wings are shitty, it makes people pass gas or whatever, and you not doing things right. You need to be cooking the wings in weed butter and baking them to soak in the juice or whatever, and all these things. So you then show him how to make some weed butter, which is just butter with weed in it. And you then sprinkle that on the chicken or whatever, and it make people get high and they spend more money. Boom. I mean, it's a great idea. But if I didn't smoke weed, I would be pissed if you had wings dipped in weed and I ain't know. I'd be very, very pissed. So we do see Andre in the club, but the people love the wings, but they ain't know they was getting high. So we do see Andre is there. He's meeting with the third brother. We then see the third brother is actually the same guy from the beginning of the episode who was getting beat in the cloud room by Mercedes and Mississippi. Okay, I'm like, oh, that's why he has the whole plantation beat me master, because his mama was the maid who married who was, you know, being put off by the little white man and whatnot. So I guess that he has old time fantasies. So while, you know, Andre and old boy chit-chatting or whatever, we then see the three the hard way, you know, Autumn, Mississippi, and Mercedes see them in there. And she brings up, Mercedes does, how, you know what I'm saying, one man in the strip club is trying to spend money, but two men in the club are trying to make money. So ain't no point in me going in there, bothering them, they got no money to spend, I'ma leave it be or whatever. But, you know, Autumn, like, you know what I'm saying, well, let me go see what they doing. So she goes in to ask Andre, hey, Andre, you want to dance? And then I'm like, girl, let them dance on you, whatever. But then Mercedes come in, and she like, yeah, Andre, you want to dance? You want some dark chocolate, some dark liquor or white liquor? He like, I think I like the white liquor. She like, suit yourself. And then she walks out because she got lost. Mercedes don't like anyone picking her or picking Autumn over her. So you can tell she went in there only because Autumn was in there. Because when she goes out, she's looking like, she's upset. Okay, she's pissed off or whatever. Anyway, we do see Autumn and the two men or whatever, and they just so high. The wings have been very, very high, but they're still talking business. Okay, Andre wants them to lease the land. No. Andre wants them to sell the land. He's trying to convince the brother to sell the land. The brother wants to lease it. He says that we can make $6 million on the sale. We can make $10 million on the lease, because the casino would have to lease it for the long haul. So we would make more money in the long haul or whatever. So, you know, if you can, you know, get me in touch with people who can lease it, I'll give you some money on a little kickback or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's worth your while. He is thinking smart. He also brings up how, like, my whole life I've had the name but none of the benefits of, you know, our father. They never claimed me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until he died that, you know what I'm saying, and I was in his will that they even cared that I existed, because again, they needed me to do A, B, C, D, E, or D. So I'm not going to sell the land and then, be done with whatever they owe me. I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to keep a pipeline going until, you know what I'm saying, I don't see, nothing else in it for me to gain. You know what I'm saying? But I don't need no kickback. I don't, I'm not in for that. I want to just, I'm here to facilitate a sale. I know lease, leave me be. I'm done. Just think about it. Think about it and let me know. He then tells Autumn, hey, take him to the little champagne room, whatever, and show him a good time. And he gives her he gives Andre a stack of money to do it with, not do it to, but do it with Autumn. And so in the room, you can tell they have this connection, and you can tell that he really wants her, but he can't really act on it for some reason or whatnot. Some says she danced him or whatever. Like, well, no, sit down. No, like, sit down, like, over there, because he does not want her to touch him, because he can't, I don't think he can control himself. And so she sit down over there, whatever, but she gets back up and dances a little bit. He then see her C-section scar. Did it hurt? I don't even remember. He said, well, mine does. Sometimes it itches. He then buttons his shirt. I'm like, is he trans? He unbuttons his shirt, and he's a whole scar going out his whole chest for his heart. He brings up how he was born with his heart beating outside of his chest. And then she kind of sits on top of him, like, I would love to know what it feels like, to have my heart beating outside my chest. And she all close up on him. He like, I guess it'd be like if you had a child. It's probably the same thing. Oh, time's up, Andre. And you can tell whenever it comes to the sexual scar, the kid, her real name, she kept trying to walk away to not let him get too close or whatever. But I mean, close is close. So she's like, thanks or whatever. And then she brings up, like, if you thinking about taking that deal, oh, you was listening, I couldn't help it here. But if you think about taking it, I need you to know to protect yourself. Like, what you mean protect myself? Well, run your money through a shell company, so that way your identity is protected. And not only that, do the business in Delaware, because that has the best protections in the country. I'm like, how does she know? How does she know this shit? And how did no one ask her? How you know? He just says thanks for the tip, and he leaves, but he gives her the whole wad of cash that they do left for him, for the brab or whatnot. So we then see the end of the night. Okay, and they, all the strippers is in the room, cashed out their money to Clifford. And so she comes in, gives her half or her percentage or whatever, and then gives her percentage of the money she made in the room with him. Mercedes sees it, and they looking like, oh, she made money. And she's like, well, yeah, I was just lucky or whatever. Oh, that ain't like how you do that or whatever. She's like, look, I made something. Maybe he was just in it for more than a conversation or whatever. And then Mercedes implies that Autumn was Mercedes then implies that Autumn was in there fucking. Okay, and she's like, well, you don't want to talk, okay, because I see you too. I ain't never in my life, what I'm saying, had to do that. And so you see Mercedes is pissed in her face, like, bitch, don't you ever come for my, come for me, okay? I ain't did shit, bitch. I'm like, why y'all beefing? Y'all basically doing the same thing. Tripping for men, having to give you money. What's the big deal? But neither one of y'all are fucking, because, truth be told, at this point in time, Autumn did not fuck old boy. But, Mercedes don't like Autumn, because she feel like she's my replacement. I'm like, but bitch, you moving on. So what does it matter? Okay, anyway, they break it up. They don't fight, okay? But we see Clifford talking to Autumn. Like, look, next time, just short me. Like, don't do that in front of them or whatnot. Because it's just some bullshit. Where your ID? Here. He then realized that her ID is fake, because, again, he bring up her birthday, and the zodiac sign was wrong. He realized, okay, she lying or whatever. He then, like, what? Tell me what happened in that room. Okay, she explains how, it was the casino deal that he don't know about, and how the people want to lease the land that he don't know about. So it's all these things that he don't know, but that she know, that she found out from Andre. So then he like, what, I need to know more. It's like, okay, well, here. She gives him Andre's card. Let's call him and ask him. He's like, nah, he like you. He won't talk to you. So, you gonna talk to him and get all the information or I'm gonna call the sheriff about this fake ID, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't afford to make the money you make here at, like, you know what I'm saying, a burger joint or whatever. So you have to work here, and I'm your employer. You're not my pimp. You right. I'm not your pimp. I am your employer. Okay. And this fake ID means, you know what I'm saying, if you want it back or whatever, do as I say, because I'm very, very thirsty. Okay. So bring me the tea. I don't like how he's basically blackmailing her. I feel like you could have asked her to figure things out and it would have been fine. But I mean, to me, Clifford is literally blackmailing her to get what he wants, because he is, you know what I'm saying, SOL, because he owed all this money. And I know she needed a license because, again, she need that to go pick the money up from the bank or whatever. Now, I don't think she wouldn't did it already. I just don't think she has. But I mean, it was what it was. Now we then see Andre. He on the phone, okay, on the phone talking, okay. But he gets a phone call from who? Autumn. Now he was on the phone with some girl who we kept calling Baby. So clearly Andre has a girlfriend, but he gets off the phone with his girlfriend to talk to Autumn, okay. And when he clicks over, he realizes Autumn is on the phone moaning. Okay, he's like, "What you doing? What do you think?" And I'm like, "Is this finna happen? Like, is it finna phone sex?" And so, you know, where your hands at, Andre? He's like, where your hands at? Oh, I think you know. And I'm like, what is going on here? I was like, wait, what are they doing? Okay. And so, you know, you're like, wait, you know what I'm saying? Let me FaceTime you. She's like, no. You know what I'm saying? I want you to use your imagination. Okay. You have a big one, don't you? Use your big imagination on me. He was like, okay. He then strips his pants off, honey. We seen dang-a-lang. Look, we seen two dicks in this episode. In the beginning, they showed the white dude dick. He's not white, he mixed. We seen the one brother dick or whatever, and then this scene, Andre, when he took his pants off, we clearly seen his nice sized dick. Okay, it was very, very nice. He like, you know, don't come yet, you know what I'm saying, just wait. And he laid out on the bed or whatever. And then she was like, you know, take your time, you know, use your imagination on me. And he then, like, imagines her there as he's jacking off and whatever. And I'm like, they is really doing the sex like people underestimate phone sex. I don't think I can recall a show doing a good phone sex scene. This was a good phone sex scene. Even though she was on the mat on the floor, I mean, it was what it was. It was so cute. And him being so into was really engaging. Okay, let's just say that. And then, you know, he then imagines that she's there on top of him as he's, you know, stroking himself or whatever, and she's stroking herself or whatever. I'm looking like, oh my god, they're having a whole phone sex scene or whatever. And then as he comes, he calls her real name, Haley. And she kind of was like, oh, he came. And I guess so did she. And now he is in the hotel room with none on his stomach. And he cheated on his girlfriend. But it was look, I've always said, never underestimates a good hand job and a good phone sex scene. Okay, because again, they both can help people release things without having sex. So that was the whole episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I am Jay Lee. This is JLeesCorner. Peace.